Hello again. Hey, this is Pastor John from First Christian Church again, and I want to introduce some scriptures to you about the sermon coming up this week. Coming up on October the 26th, we continue in the series of sermons we've been in for some time, which I call the Day 1 series. You remember 1 John chapter 3 verse 11 says, "This is the message we have heard from the beginning, that we should love one another." It's all about relationship in life. Now also there's 7 relationships, categories of relationships that we see in the scripture. There's obviously a relationship first and foremost with God, but then we have a relationship with our spouse, with family members, with other believers, with our neighbors, those people in need, non-believers that could be. We also have a relationship with those in authority over us, a government official or an employer. And then also we even have relationships with enemies, and the Bible talks about that. And so over the coming months, maybe even a year or two, we're talking about relationship. Today, we really talk about, or in this video, this coming Sunday, we want to talk about not having a judgmental spirit and how that ought to be reshaped by God into a pleasant, loving spirit. At the same time, there still are judgments that we as Christians have to make. Now, there's 3 primary scriptures. First of all, I want you to try to read through Romans chapter 14, and it's verses 9 to 14. And then after that, I want you to read through Matthew chapter 7, the first 6 verses, which is a part of the Sermon on the Mount. And then go into 1 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 14 to 16. Now you're going to see some principles laid out for us in the scripture. On one hand, we are not to be judgmental in spirit. On the other hand, we have to make discernments or judgments or assessments in day-to-day life so that we can live in a godly way. What's the balance between these two things? How can we be a loving, non-judgmental person towards other believers and towards other people, even non-believers, and yet still at the same time carry God's truth in our life? That's what we're going to talk about this week. I hope you read the scripture and get ready for the lesson coming this Sunday morning. God bless you, and I'll be praying for you this week.